Hello everyone, this is Dipali and you are watching my channel English with Dipali. Today I am going to tell you how you can practice your English alone. So here I am going to share some interesting tips that will going to definitely help you to become a fluent and proficient speaker. So without any further ado, let's get into video. So today I am going to tell you one beautiful story, and I have read this story from Robin Sharma's book, and the chapter name is Maintain Your Perspective. If shadowing technique is boring, making you bored, so definitely you should try this technique. Definitely you are going to become a confident speaker. Along with, you will definitely improve your sentence formation as well as tenses. So without any further ado, let's get into video. So I have read this story from Robin Sharma's book Who Will Cry When You Die. He has shared beautiful story, and in that story he has shared the story of two patients, and with time they became friends. So there was one hospital, and one patient got admitted in very serious condition, and after getting checked by the doctor, he got a shift in one room, and in that room there was one patient already was sitting beside the window, and with time both became friends, and the person who was sitting beside the window started to tell him story. Someday he started to tell him that how children are playing on the ground, and some days he started to tell him the story about how the nurse is helping patient to get into the hospital. Another day he started to tell him that what's the weather outside, how trees are dancing in the air. So he was telling the story um, by looking outside the window. The patient who didn't get that privilege to sit beside the window started to invite him. So he felt bad that why I'm not getting the privilege that the patient who is just sitting beside the window. So one night the patient who was sitting beside the window started coughing, and his condition was very serious. But in such a condition, his friend didn't help him. There was one button you need to press it if you are in the emergency, but his friend didn't press the button for help, and overnight the patient who was sitting beside the window passed away. Very next day the patient who had declared as dead, nurse took him out from that room, and the patient who was his friend, he asked to the nurse that he wanted to shift his bed beside the window. Once that nurse shifted his bed beside the window, so he shocked because there were no window, it was just brick wall. So that time he felt regret that why shouldn't he help his friend. Even his friend was going through the critical condition, but still his friend tried to make him smile by telling the story by his imagination. So in this story you get a lesson that you must change your perspective, maintain your perspective. So if you want to practice your communication skills, and if you don't get partner, so don't worry, you can try this method. You can read any book, you can read the story, and you can rephrase that story into your own sentences, and you can see that how you are speaking, and what kind of vocabulary you should use during that storytelling, and even the tenses as well, what tenses you are using continuously. So definitely very first it will look very bored, but definitely with time you will get use of it, right? So if you want to practice your sentence formation, your grammar, so this method will definitely going to help you, because I am using this method. And shadowing is something always make me bored, and it is not a cup of tea for me to do shadowing technique, and because of that I am using this technique. This technique is helping me, and I believe that if you tried it and if it is helping you, please continue this technique. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if you want I make some other videos on other topics, so you can comment me in comment section as well. I am going to definitely upload, and I will solve your queries. See you in next session. Have a great day. Bye bye.